Why do you say, Lord, Lord, and yet do not do what I say? A rotten tree cannot bear good fruit. I'm not using that to blame my parents. But if you're going to bear good fruit, I think you'd better go with the Paul that speaks. There was a Paul about a week ago that I know. It was a very important Paul. And he had a letter that he was writing to people, basically saying, how can I be silent in the presence of gun violence? Where is the letter in the last 3 days? There is a Paul that spoke today before Jesus spoke. And Paul spoke to Timothy. And that Paul, who's not afraid to speak, is also not afraid to say, there is no sinner as bad as me. The only thing I would say is that the worst sin that I've ever made is lying to myself, looking at myself and thinking, I'm not doing anything wrong. So I'm going to listen to Paul's letter to Timothy, and then I'm going to look at Jesus. Because if I can recognize, this right here is rotten fruit, and then I can listen to Jesus say, why do you call me Lord and not do what I'm telling you to do? Paul should have said something, because how could one remain silent in the presence of silencing your enemy? Well, he could, because they're waiting for the news to tell them what to say. They're waiting for the theology from the corrupt school that they all got their theology to tell them what to say. But what's even worse than crying, Lord, Lord, is how they could give homilies that they do not believe. Spend enough time behind closed doors with some of the most fantastic preachers, and you will find out whether or not they believe what they say. Don't tell me you forgive me if you don't know what forgiveness is. Don't tell me what love is and that you love if your actions show otherwise. If you don't have time to listen to me, don't tell me you love me. If you can't silence me, don't tell me you forgive me. I don't exist, but I will not be silent. I will lose a lot of friends the same way I have lost family members that don't act like family. But I don't need to exist for you. I don't need to go to hell for you. So the two things that I said that bore rotten fruit, that I don't really feel, or one that I hate you because I don't hate you. But I will not be quiet. In the days it takes for my throat to recover once again from screaming into a silence that doesn't listen, I will not be silent. I need to go with the Paul that speaks, because Violence is not about the weapon that you choose. Violence comes from the heart. And a rotten tree full of rotten ideology does not bear Jesus fruit.